Yo, what's up everyone? Kyrios here, and today I want to go through an Ascension guide in Eversoul. Now, the Ascension process is not that complicated, but I do see people making two kind of critical mistakes, and the auto select system in this game is actually pretty good. So it kind of walks you through it, but it's a little confusing at the same time, and I'm going to hit you with some tips. So if you guys can hit that like and subscribe, let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, welcome on in here. Before we get started on the Ascension, as you can see, I've been stockpiling a ton of dupes, at least of one elemental type, so I can show you guys the process of going through here. I want to hit you with two tips real quick. Big tip. Now, one, there's a lot of people sleeping on the SR units, and depending on your luck pulling SSRs, because you're gonna need dupes in order to get to at least Legendary Plus or even Eternal. You're probably going to want to use some of those SRs. So just showing real quick, you can see here I've gotten very lucky with 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉, and we'll talk about how many dupes you need in order to get 𝙀𝙓𝙃. And I've gotten very lucky with Lindsay and a few others, but some of my top tier DPS like Jade and Vivian and a few others, I don't have enough dupes to level them. And so there's one thing you can do in order to accelerate your leveling process is you can level those SR units. It's very straightforward to get Rita to level 160 Legendary Plus. It's very straightforward to get Nameless to 160, and you're gonna need those Legendary Pluses anyways when you try to promote a unit to Eternal anyways. So in the meantime, you can use those units as temporary units, and I do use them in my party. So don't sleep on the SR units. And then finally, another really big tip that I kind of want to throw out there is that people are using their type summons just willy-nilly wherever you want to. That's a very wrong practice. One thing that you want to do, let me see if I can go in here a little bit. Let me go to a battle real quick, and I'm not as far progressed as I should be. But if you're looking at the soul types here, right, you have humanoid, you have beast, you have fairy, we have undead. We're not going to really talk about angel and demon because we don't have enough of those right now. You should really only be picking one of these as your primary. Now, I'll probably cover this on another video on which one's the best, but spoiler alert, fairy is kind of the best right now. But they're all pretty good in their own way. I'm a human-like main with a sub-fairy. So that's what you should do, is you should pick one as your main, and then one is your sub. And it's kind of dependent on what SRs you've been pulling. So I would sit on your type tickets until you can actually pull the type that you're looking for, because you need a ton of dupes. So as of right now, I only use my type summons on humanoid, and I just wait for human-like to come back. All right, let's get into the Ascension system. All right, so getting into the Ascension system, this is a very confusing system. Like, sometimes you have to use the same type of unit, sometimes you can't use the same type of unit, sometimes you have to use alternate units, sometimes you can do whatever you want, right? It's just very confusing. Now, there's some wordage here that I really don't like. Is if you look at the Ascended Souls here, you can see it says use 2 of the same type souls needed for Ascension. Then when you go to Epic Plus, it says 1 of the same type soul needed for Ascension. This is in my opinion not a very good way to say it. There should be a way that says same type as like same human like, right? That's same type. Then it should be 1 of the same unit. They should fix this wording error, because that's really not a good way to say that. It's going to confuse people, in all honesty, even though you have pictures here, and we all love pictures, right? So going through the process is pretty straightforward, but you can see here that you need so many dupes. You have to be very careful about using your dupes. So let's count it out here, right? You need 1 to go to Epic Plus, and you only need the same unit to typically go to the pluses. You need 2, 3 to go to Legendary Plus. You need, and then at that point, you don't need the same unit. You just need the same type. But then when we get back to Origin, you need the same unit again. So to go to Eternal Plus to Origin, you'll need a total of, we're already at 3. So 4, 5, because that's an upgraded unit. 6, 7 upgraded unit, 2 of the same type. So far you need 7 dupes of the same type of unit. And then to go into Transcension, which is just way further on in your progress, you'll need 8, 9. So as of right now, for everything on this board right now, You need 9 of the same types of units. And that's why it's very, very key that you do not use the same type of unit when you don't have to use the same type of unit. So let me go ahead and explain what that means. So as you guys can see here, I am going to go to my human-like, and we'll go through the whole process here. But let's go ahead and start with some of the high end, right? Some of those mistakes you're making. I can upgrade Lindsay right now. I've gotten so many Lindsay dupes, it's not even funny. But so if I click here, I can go like bam, bam, and people do this. I'm not even kidding. People do this. This is a very bad mistake because the game doesn't really stop you from doing that. I really wish there was a way that they were like, hey, you really shouldn't do this. So if I unselect these other Lindsays, you can see I can actually just use my Ritas. And that's what you really want to do. You want to be careful that you don't use other dupes unless you're already to the point, you already have all your units at Transcension and Eternal and stuff like that, where you can sacrifice some units. But you can see here, I'm going to use my Ritas to ascend. Now, the reason we use Rita here is because we're going to need those Lindsays later, right? So if I ascend my Lindsay to 140, cool. We're now 140. I don't actually really like Lindsay. I'm sure she'll be a lot useful later. You can see here now I need Lindsay. I can't use Rita. I can't use anyone else. I actually need a Lindsay unit to go to Legendary Plus. So that's why we're saving those Lindsay units. Now, that puts her at Legendary Plus. That's great. Now I have a Lindsay all capped out here. Now what we need there is that we just need one of any type of unit. Any legendary unit. So let me go ahead and show you that real quick. All right, so if I was to go to my souls here, you can see that I locked my Rita. Now, we had Rita for a reason. I used her. I actually still use her. I love Rita a lot. She's absolutely amazing. And we want to try and get as many units to 160 as possible, as quickly as possible. Now, I will probably not use my Lindsay here, or my Rita here, because you need 5 units at 160. And so until I have another unit that can kind of replace her, but you can see here, if I click on my Lindsay now, I could use my Rita that I've already leveled. Now, do you want to do this? No, you do not want to do this until you can get 5 units to 180, or until you have 5 other units that allow you to go to 160. So for right now, I'm actually going to hold on to my Rita because I'm not even close to 160. But we need those levels, right? That level sync from soul linking is very important. You can see here my Catherine's got no dupes, but she's level 120 out of 100. So it's so important that you have 5 units that you're able to take the Legendary Plus. So don't merge your other units in until you're at that point that you're able to sustain that. Now, I know this video has been really long, but we can go ahead and go through the process again. So the auto select process, the Ascension process in this game is actually pretty good. So if we go back into Ascension, I've been saving a lot of my beast likes. So we're actually just going to go auto select. Everything here on the board is fine. We want our SRs to go to SR plus or Epic plus, and we do want all of our other units to get plussed out as well. So we're going to go ahead and confirm that. Those are all good Ascensions. Those are fine. Don't be scared about that. The game will stop you. It won't allow you to do auto select once you get to the point that it's very pivotal that you have to select units. Then we're going to go auto select a lot. Yeah, obviously, I've been saving a ton of units, an absolute ton of units. And I did this for a reason because I wanted to make this video to show you firsthand that you can go through this whole process. Wow, we have a ton. So we just leveled them all to Epic. This is great. This is great. I still think we have some more. We can go Epic Plus. So now we got a lot of Epic Pluses that we can sit on. Very, very good. Now, a mistake that I actually made, I actually want to unlock this one unit over here. Sometimes I lock my units and it'll stop your Ascension process. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock this unit right here. And then did I lock another unit somewhere? I did. I'm going to go ahead and unlock that unit as well because those really are pivotal units. So let's go back to the Ascension. Let's just make sure, and we can ascend a little bit further. So cool. Now we have a lot of Epic Pluses. A lot to deal with here. Now we have to look at what dupes we have. And there's 2 schools of thought we can do here. We can either, we can get to Legendary Plus, or we can get to, or we can bring someone to Legendary. Now, one thing I would do in this situation is we obviously don't have enough dupes to get all the way there, but we might. So I could use 2 here and bring Haru to Legendary Plus. That's actually a pretty good process of what we should do. And what I should do, and another big tip, is that if you have a lot of these same type of units, just in case you need to level them later, you should do alternating units like this. So you should use 2 of the different types of the beast unit, just in case I decide to bring that beast all the way to Legendary Plus. Now, what I will probably do, because I'm in no rush to get 𝙀𝙑 to Legendary Plus, what I will probably do is actually level my beast unit up to Legendary Plus. So what we'll do here is that we'll take 2 of these types, because I'm going to need this type for a Legendary Plus right there. Yep. So we'll take 2 of these right here. We're going to go ahead and ascend Ruri up to 140. And you're probably wondering, why are you leveling an SR unit? This is just to get them ready for SR. So now that we have that additional dupe right there, and I saved it, now I can bring this to 160. Now I have 5 units at 160, so I have a ton of overhead for leveling all of my units through the soul linking system. Now we're in a very, very good spot. Now you can't take that unit past 160, but it does set us up for success for a lot of our other units. What we could do is we can now consume these 2 into 𝙀𝙑, because we've had 𝙀𝙑 dupes. Let's look here again. Let's just double check and make sure there's no other better unit that we've had dupes of, and we don't. We've had a lot of unfortunately, our beast dupes have not been very, very great or very kind to us. So this is the best we have, and 𝙀𝙑's not that bad and excels later in the game. So we're gonna go ahead and level that up right there. Bam, we're gonna take 𝙀𝙑 all the way to legendary, and then we have a dupe 𝙀𝙑, so we can bring that 𝙀𝙑 in. So unfortunately, I upgraded the wrong one. So let's go ahead and unlock that other unit. It's better to lock than to not lock, right? It's better to be safe than sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock that 𝙀𝙑. I'm actually going to lock our other 𝙀𝙑, because apparently that's, just what we're going to do here. And I'm sorry this video has been so long, but I think it's really good to go through the process with someone, so to make sure that you're doing it right. So we're going to level that up to Legendary Plus. Now, since I already have 5 units at 160 now, all right, so we have a lot of units that are now Legendary Plus. So that allows us to start moving some of these units to Eternal. Now, a unit that's perfect for Eternal, because I don't really run Beast, is the Beast type. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to merge those in together now that we have over 5 units that can get the Legendary Plus, and now we can move this together. So as you start to just make sure that you keep your levels in sync, that's 160, then you go 180, 5 units to 180. You want to make sure that you don't fall below that 160 again. So now we are very well progressed to move forward. So anyways, that's all I got. That was a very long-winded video, but you went through the whole process. Now I'm able to level sync a lot better, right? I can shift up those levels. I can get all my units up to 160 as I unlock slots, and we'll be able to progress faster and further. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take it easy, and fist bump from me to you.